Hello and welcome to CACC's Collision Repair Program. My name is Tyler Staub. I am the Collision Repair Instructor here at CACC. I'm going to kind of go over the classroom course and kind of give you a visualization of the shop. All right, so this is a 2-year program here at CACC. You'll come to me as a junior and as a senior, if you wish. So in the program, we're going to start from the very basics of understanding hand tool and safety and go through the whole repair process. I'm going to break that down. So what we do is we will extensively go over all the tools, the correct names, correct use, and setting air pressure for particular tools that we are going to be using in this program. All right. Also, then we will get into safety. We want to make sure all the students understand and can be safe in the shop and working environment here at CACC. They will understand the safety around tools, the safety around equipment, and the safety around all the different materials. All right, once we've gone through that, the students will then get into the bookwork and understanding of the intro to collision repair and how the collision repair industry started. We'll move from there into the use of the different types of materials such as fillers, and they will then start their very first project. It is called a controlled dent project. In the controlled dent project, they will have 5 dents. They will have a high spot, a low spot, a small dent, large dent, body line, and edge, and they will fix those to 3M standard operating procedures, which they will then go in the classroom and write down, and then take what they wrote down for the steps, and then they will demonstrate what they've learned in the classroom out to the shop. Once we have finished that, we will start going over the different materials that are on an automobile, such as metal, aluminum, and steel. And students at that time will then begin to start welding. After they start getting the basic and understanding of welding, they will then have to demonstrate and practice a lap, fillet, plug, and a butt weld, such as basic joints you would find on a vehicle. All right. Once we have finished with doing a welding, we will move into structural repair. We will kind of go over that more extensively in the classroom, and the students will use the computerized measuring system and practice with a tram gauge, basic measurements for door, under hood, and trunk and hatch openings, and they will actually physically anchor a vehicle to the frame racks to the spec of the computer. After we're done with that, we'll get into plastic repair, and the students will do a gouge, a crack, or 2-sided repair, and then also fix a hole using 3M standard operating procedures. And then we'll move into movable panel and unbolted panel removal and installation. The students will have to remove anything that bolts on the vehicle, pull it completely off, and then realign the panel on the vehicle correctly without losing any bolts, without damaging it. The whole purpose of this exercise is so the students can get used to removing panels, trying to follow some type of sequence of removal, and then reinstall, so they do it correctly and up to a particular standard. From there, then we get into what most of the students want to come out here for. We get into the refinishing side of collision repair. So we'll go over masking tapes and paper, all your different types of paints and primers, your spray guns, and all of those different types of applications at that time. The students will do a few different projects. They will learn about the big paint guns, and they will have to set the paint guns to a nice elliptical shape, adjusting the fan and the material on those guns, and then they will practice taping up a vehicle to keep in mind the consumption of not wasting material when doing that. And then at the end of that, we will get into detailing the vehicle and act like we're going to return it to a customer. And that will also include color sanding and buffing. And then we will do an estimate. And the reason why we do an estimating last is so that the students have an idea of what it takes to remove a dent, take a panel off a vehicle, spray the vehicle, hoping that they have an idea of what the materials cost and how much they're going to use, so then they can kind of build an estimate that is going to be best suited for the vehicle that I will bring in and we will write an estimate for. Second years will, if you do come back, you will take everything a step further. So the first year is on the controlled dent. You will follow 3M standard operating procedures. Second year, you will actually do what known as Skills USA, and you will not be allowed to use very much filler whatsoever. You will end up having 3 dents, and only one of the 3 dents will allow for body filler. When we get into welding, you will use what is known as MIG brazing wire, and it is a little different than normal solid core wire. Also, you will have to repair a tab for plastic instead of doing a gouge or a hole or a tear. And then you will end up actually spraying and then trying to blend paint your second year instead of your first year. And then you will go from just writing a basic estimate to having to do part lookup and figuring out times on your own besides my help. So if you have any questions, please contact me here at the school. The phone number is 529-5431, extension 140. And I'd be more than happy to talk to you. You can also email me at stobt@caccschool.org. Have a good day. Thank you.